All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to brothers that are laboring and pushing this truth and sincerity and with charity under Brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago. Coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. And just kind of want to land back off of the elder apostle Ariam Lab from his video earlier today. It's called Faith. It's going to be the greatest currency in these times. And I just want to open up with Isaiah 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So wisdom, knowledge is what's going to keep us stable in these times of war, in these times of famine, in these times of drought, in these times of perilous times, right? The scriptures say in the latter days, perilous times shall come. That means dangerous times, right? Why? Because the Lord is bringing the plagues back into the earth. All right, and once those plagues are sent to the earth, they don't go back, right? But they're sent to accomplish that what they're meant to do. All right, the Lord said He will send a sword, okay, death and destruction. That's what's coming to the earth, and what's gonna keep us stable is this wisdom and knowledge. All right, but we have to believe that. You have to believe that. All right, so let's get 2 Corinthians 5 and 7. It says, "For we walk by faith and not by sight." So we walk by faith. Let's see what that word walk says in the interlinear. All right, to make one's way progress, to make due use of opportunities. So it's a compound word. So let's see. Beyond the other side. Beyond the other side. And then you have path, meaning a path. To advance by setting foot upon, tread upon, to encounter successfully the greatest perils from the machinations and persecutions with which Satan would fain thwart the preaching of the gospel. Right, so Satan, right, says the wiles of the devil, right, that means his tricks. Scripture says Satan desires to sift you, but I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. All right, it says to tread underfoot, trample on, to treat with insult or in contempt, to desecrate the holy city by devastation and outrage. That wouldn't really apply to the scripture. Walk at large, especially as proof of ability, figuratively, to live, the poor oneself follow. All right, so we walk by faith and not by sight. All right. The scriptures tell us in Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, right? It gives us a parable on this great city. And in order for us to reach this great city with all good things, we must pass through the straight gate. All right, meaning the straight meaning position of difficulty, not as in a straight line. All right. And on one side you have a deep water, and on the other side you have a big fire. Okay. Um, and we have to walk in this straight position of difficulty pathway, and you have to walk by faith. All right, what does that really mean? Right, the way you conduct yourself, the way you carry yourself, your attitude, all right, your character, all right. Or are you gonna panic by what you see, right? The fire in the deep water. You know, one who doesn't have faith would get scared and panic and might even stumble and fall at that fire or deep water. Okay? But the scriptures tell us in Hebrews 11 and verse 1, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Right? So faith isn't something that we can really see physically, right? But it's the evidence of things not seen. All right. Let's get Romans 8 and 24. It says, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for?" Right? So we're going to be saved by our hope, by our faith. All right. But if we see already, how can we have hope in the Lord? Right? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for? What are we waiting for? For the Lord to return and save us. Right? We can't see that physically right now. We see it with our third eye. You know, we see it, but we got to see it in our third eye first. Believe it. And with patience do we wait for it. All right? And the scriptures tell us, I'll get this here, spelled it wrong. Luke 18 and 8. Well, let me start at 7. "And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I will tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" And only those that have been found faithful, those that have been created faithful in the womb, shall be found with faith. Everybody else, no. Just no. Alright, so we understand that faith and meekness is his delight, that without faith it is impossible to please the Lord. Okay? And in this time where everything will fail, The money is gonna fail, the economy is gonna fail. All right, everything is gonna fail in this world, just as it failed during the time of Egypt. And all the inhabitants of Egypt gave their money, gave their cattle, gave their houses, up until they, to the point where they gave their bodies and their lives, right, for them to live, for them to be fed. That's the times that we're coming into again, where everything's gonna fail. What's gonna be that solution, man? Revelations 13, all right, and 16. That's gonna be the solution. But the scriptures say, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Right? Meaning that it is impossible for the elect to be deceived. They're gonna stand firm, they're gonna stand strong. You can't move them, because their faith is too great. Their faith in the Lord is too strong. And those that have that faith were willing to die in the faith for the name of the Lord. Okay, that's how strong the faith of the elect is. Alright, and that's the faith that we're gonna need in these times. And if that's something you're struggling with, the scriptures tell us in the book of James, if you lack faith, ask of the Most High, who giveth liberally. But ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like him that is tossed to and fro. Okay? And you don't want to be tossed to and fro, because you were wavering, you were doubting. No. You are to have unwavering faith in the Lord. Alright, look at Daniel when he went to the lion's den. Right? He had faith that the Lord will protect him. And he did. Look at the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were tossed into the fiery furnace. And not one hair on their head perished. Not even the smell of smoke was on them. Alright, we have the examples, we have the accounts of our forefathers. And here in Romans 15 and 4, it says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the things that were written, all the accounts that you've read in these scriptures, were written for your learning, that we through patience, through the sufferings that we go through, will have comfort and have hope. Right? Sirach 2 and 10. Right, let's grab that. Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right? Just again, all the stories, the accounts are there, and they speak for themselves. Alright, in these last days, we're going to see some mighty things, some mighty miracles, some mighty works that the Lord will do. All right. So the time is short, keep praying, pray without ceases, keep doing the work, keep doing what you're doing. All right. So I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.